Having a DHCP server is important, and having the knowledge on how it works, how to configure it, and how to troubleshoot it is also very important. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to configure a MikroTik router to work as a DHCP server and a DHCP client in a modern day network. But before we begin, let's take a look at an overview of the steps covered in this guide. So first, I'm going to go through an overview of the DHCP DORA process. Then we'll proceed to use WinBox to configure a MikroTik router as a DHCP server. We'll then connect a client device and check if the DHCP server is actually working. Then we actually proceed to use WinBox to actually configure the same router as a DHCP client device. And finally, we'll then check to see if the router receives an IP address. So the DHCP DORA process is a 4-step exchange between a DHCP client and server to obtain an IP address. It involves the discover, offer, request, and acknowledge steps. This process is used to automatically assign IP addresses and other network configuration parameters to DHCP clients. So looking at the discover step, the client broadcasts a DHCP discover message to find the available DHCP servers. In the offer step, the DHCP servers respond with a DHCP offer message offering an IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS server addresses. In the request step, the client selects one of the offered addresses and sends a DHCP request message to the selected server, requesting the IP address. In the acknowledge step, which is actually the final step, the DHCP server actually responds with a DHCP ACK message confirming the IP address and list time. So basically, this is the basic DHCP DORA procedure that actually happens whenever you connect a new network device or an existing network device is actually reestablished on a particular network. So I'm going to first go ahead and open up WinBox and connect to the MikroTik device that actually I have available to me. So once I have WinBox open, I'm going to click on the neighbors tab, and as you can see, we have that MikroTik device, but it doesn't have a valid IP address. So I'm actually going to go ahead and access it using the device's MAC address. So I'm going to specify the username and password for the router, and I've actually successfully logged into the WinBox interface. So I'm going to click on interfaces, and as you can see, we actually have 5 interfaces on this router. And the first thing that we're going to do is to create a bridge interface. So I'm going to click on bridge and click on the add button. We'll name this bridge LAN bridge. So this is the name that we're actually going to assign to this bridge interface. Click on apply and then click on OK. So if you click on ports, but I've just been disconnected from the router, so I'm just going to quickly re-establish my session. And as you can see, the interfaces have actually been added to the bridge interface. So I'm actually going to remove the Ether1 interface from this bridge because we're actually going to use that as the uplink. So we've got interface 2 right up to 5 in this bridge. So I'm going to go to IP and then go to addresses and then click on add. So I'm going to add the address 192.168.88.1, which is going to be a /24 address. Then I'm going to specify the network address, which is just an 88.0 address. Then select the bridge interface. Click on apply and then click on OK. So this is something that you really need to have before you start configuring a DHCP server. So once that is done, click on IP and then click on pool. Click on add and then add the name that you'd like. That can be DHCP pool, and then add the addresses. So in my case, it's going to be an 88.10 to an 88.200 address. So that's actually the range of addresses that are actually going to be issued out in the DHCP server. So close out of there and then click on IP and then click on DHCP server. Click on add and add a name for the DHCP server. So in my case, I'm just going to call it LAN DHCP server. I'm going to select the bridge interface as the interface that's actually going to be used by the DHCP server. Then I'm going to select the address pool that I actually created earlier. Click on apply and then click on OK. So we now have a DHCP server created and also selected the interface where it's actually going to run. So click on the Networks tab and set 192.168.88.0/24 as the address. Set the gateway as 192.168.88.1 and then set the DNS servers that you'd actually like to use on the DHCP network. So in my case, it's going to be the default Google DNS servers. So click on apply and then click on OK. So we now have the basic setup for the DHCP server. And if you click on leases, you can actually see that we currently do not have any leases listed on that section. So I'm going to connect my client device now. And if I open up the terminal, I'm just going to run the ipconfig/release command. So that's actually going to release the existing IP configuration on the device. I'm just going to clear my screen and then run the ipconfig/renew command. That's actually going to request a fresh set of network configuration from the DHCP server. So once that is done, we should actually see the new configuration listed. So as you can see, we've actually been offered an 88.200 address, and you can actually see we've been given the subnet mask as well as the default gateway that the device needs to use. If you go to IP and click on DHCP server, you can actually see the list that is actually been given to the client device. And if you open up the pool and you click on the used addresses tab, you can also see the same address that's actually been assigned to this device. So I'm going to go ahead and configure this same address as a DHCP client. So you simply need to click on IP and then select the DHCP client option. Click on the add button and you simply need to select the interface. So in my case, it's going to be Ether1, and you can add a comment if you'd like. So in my case, I'm just going to say, this is the one DHCP interface or client interface. So I'm just going to say one DHCP client and then click on OK. Click on apply and then click on OK. So you should see a searching on the status column. And as you can see, we've actually been given an IP address from the upstream DHCP server. So if you click on IP and then click on addresses, you can actually see that we now have an IP address on the Ether1 interface, which is actually coming from the upstream DHCP server. And it actually has a D marker indicating that it's a dynamic address. So there you have it. That's a quick look at how you can use a MikroTik router as a DHCP server and also as a DHCP client device. Please consider to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And please consider to continue watching the rest of the video in this YouTube channel. I hope this tutorial has been informative, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.